Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and let's get ready for EJ Boxing Live.
EJ Boxing, EJ Boxing to this day. EJ Boxing Live here with Joyce's mother, Marvel. How you doing? I'm great. We're happy. We're happy to have you back. We're happy to have you back on the show to sprinkle some knowledge. You know what I mean? Sprinkle some. Give.
You're putting pressure on me now.
Nah, listen. You all right? Listen. You drop. We're always welcome here to drop that knowledge on the people, and obviously, give us some insight and some background, obviously, into what's going on between you, what's happened with your son, and kind of the thinking power of obviously what's transpired in the weekend. As we know, Tyson Fury had beat Deontay Wilder in the weekend. First and foremost, we'd like to know what was your mindset going into that fight? What was outcome did you expect? And and just tell us what you thought about overall of that epic trilogy fight finishing in Fury knocking out Deontay Wilder.
Wow, my gosh. I mean, it was like a trilogy behind the scenes, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. The whole build-up since, was it last year?
Yeah.
My God. February, and then they were supposed to have the fight in July, and then it was cancelled, and then, I don't know, then there was arbitration, and then, I don't know, then Fury got COVID, then it was the baby, then, it's just carried on and on. I, as a fan, I was just thinking, oh, gosh, this is too much. Oh, yeah, and then there was supposed to be fight with AJ as well, and that didn't happen. And I just thought, wow, this trilogy is going to be a load of rubbish then.
Mm.
Anyway, so it turns out this trilogy was absolutely magnificent. I mean, it was so exciting. I mean, the way they came out with their costumes, I mean, they're both great performers, very theatrical. And I thought that was great, the entrance and everything. It's great, and it was nice to see that it was, obviously it was booked out, obviously, because the people in July didn't get to see it, so they obviously had tickets for this one. And so it was great to see that and the atmosphere. It reminded me of the first fight when they fought.
Mm.
It was so exciting. Like you're sitting on the edge of your seat, you don't know what's going to happen. One falls down, another one falls down. They drop to the canvas, get up again.
Mm.
And, I just thought it was great. They were great warriors in there. I congratulate both men.
Mm.
And the only thing what spoiled it for me was like Deontay Wilder at the end didn't want to shake hands, which is really sad because, it's gentleman's sport. He should have just shook hands, and because he put up a great fight, it was really exciting. So, yeah, so now Tyson's done his side of the bargain, winning the fight over Deontay Wilder. It's a shame that AJ didn't do his side of the bargain, so we all got to wait now to see what's going to happen. So yeah, but it shaped things up now. So,
but when you in that fight, like, did you have any outcome that you thought was going to win, or I know the public didn't want. I really wanted to see the fight personally because I said, Wilder. I thought Wilder, and he gave Fury the title shot. I think Fury should have gave him a title shot. So I was happy to see the fight, and the fight. Wilder gave everything, but Fury showed to me that he's very versatile. That's why I came out of it and showed that he's definitely the number one heavyweight in the world.
Oh yeah, he's very versatile. But I also felt that he could have got Deontay Wilder earlier, but I think maybe because they had been out of the ring for so long, they drew it out to the 11th round. Because I felt that he could have gone in there and finished it, but he didn't. Maybe he deliberately didn't want to because he wanted to, get the ring rust off.
Yeah.
And so that made it great for all the fans who actually was there to watch it, because if it was just all over in the first 2 rounds, it's kind of an anti-climax,
Yeah.
But because it was just so thrilling, they both was on the deck, up and down like yo-yos, and it was just great, But unfortunately, Deontay Wilder didn't get up in the 11th round, and somebody's had to go. So
yeah. I mean, he's only lost to one person, really. That's
exactly. I mean, he put up a good fight. I think they both went in there like hammer and toe, and it was just like going at it. It was a real dog fight, which was exciting.
Oh man,
you know, so it was the most exciting fight of this year.
Yeah, 100%. So far, definitely. All right. The outcome of it. I was listening to Deontay Wilder's trainer. Obviously, he needs a long rest, but they mentioned your son. They mentioned Joe Joyce. Said we'd love to have a potential opponent with Joe Joyce, and also they mentioned another fighter as well. Who did they mention? Dillian White. Yeah, Dillian White. But I was surprised. I was, you know, so even in defeat, they're actually looking at opponents to come back with. How you and that fight, most people would probably think, and right now, that your son has a really good chance, because I don't think Deontay Wilder wanting to die in the ring and wanting to go out on his shield.
Well, you know what's so ironic about
that?
Is that Tyson Fury was, you know, dressed up as the Undertaker, and I was thinking, oh, rah, he's dressed up as the Undertaker, saying that, you know, Vegas is his place. And I thought, well, he's going in there with, you know, great beliefs. And I thought, look at that. He was the Undertaker, and Deontay White always goes on that he wants to have a body on his record and all this madness. And, you know, Tyson's the one who knocked him out in the end.
Oh man, epic. It was epic. I mean, it was epic fight. But let's talk about tactics. If your son was to face Deontay Wilder, man, that one there, I think more or less is to say you're looking at the same kind of thing with Daniel Dubois. You know, I mean, like he's called a juggernaut for a reason. I mean, if Deontay Wilder if he detonates the punch and Joe's like, was that what you got? Wilder's bagging trouble.
If Fury can take his punch, my son can take his punch.
Yeah.
That's the way I do it.
Yeah. He's shooting.
Because, you know, it's like Tyson Fury is a gypsy fighter. He's been fighting all his life. So they probably have fisticuffs all the time, falling on the ground, getting up, bouncing back up. Yeah. So it's like muscle memory. He falls down, he gets back up. Same with my son. You know, he's done rugby, so he has to keep going forward. You know, you get pushed down, you get back up. So it's muscle memory as well. So I think it was interesting with Deontay Wilder. He did started off doing, you know, jabbing to the body and everything, but he didn't carry on, which I don't understand why he didn't carry on doing upstairs, downstairs. But obviously, when you're in the fight, you're in the moment, and you know your reflexes and your muscle memory kicks in again. So you just result to what you know what you're good at doing. But I think they both could have done better as well, but you know, when you're in the heat of the moment, you just, you know, they were pro in a dogfight. So if my son was in the fight with Deontay Wilder, it'd probably be the same thing. There'd be in a proper dogfight, because you know it'd be like and the thing is, Tyson, Deontay Wilder came in heavier, and that extra muscle must have tired him out as well. So if he was a bit lighter, he might have last out longer. I don't know, but Tyson Fury is a good boxer. So with my son, I think it'd be interesting to see what will happen with their tank engine, because my son obviously got a great tank engine, and he just keeps coming. He just there's no breathing space. He just keeps punches in bunches, and Tyson Fury is looking, Deontay Wilder's looking to hit him with the right hand. He might be waiting all day, because he won't have any space to do it.
Yeah. I was surprised they want that, but that one definitely is yeah. I was gonna say, because the juggernaut just keep chucking on, keep coming forward. But in terms of the fans, that Joe Joyce, Deontay Wilder, hey, listen, that's a very tasty fight for the fans in terms of the style. You know, in terms of the style, and like you said, you know, I think maybe, and you know, Joe Joyce has ended people's career, you know, broke people's jaws and stuff like that. After that,
he breaks their heart, because they hit him and he just keeps coming. I think, oh, okay, your punch is not hurting me. Keeps coming. Yeah. And so that's what I'm saying. Tyson Fury can take Deontay Wilder's punch, so can my son take his punch. You know, so the only difference is my son would just keep punching him. There's no let up.
None. I was gonna say there's another one. So Dillian White has been ordered by the WBC to fight Tyson Fury at this moment, but he's taking the Otto Wallin fight. He doesn't have to take it. What's your
what I don't see why he's taking this fight, because see what happened to him in Alexander Povetkin fight. He switched off for 1 second, and then Alexander Povetkin. You can't switch off if somebody's a southpaw boxer. You need to be on it. So, and Otto Wallin, he's quite a good boxer. So, but I mean, to be fair, Dillian Whyte likes to challenge himself. But sometimes I think, is it a bit risky taking that fight before he might be fighting Deontay Wilder next, or Tyson Fury next. So I don't know. Yeah, but obviously he wants to keep busy.
Yeah, I was looking like this. Yeah, Dillian Whyte, he's got his own fighters. When he fights, he can put his own fighters on the show. And when he's fight Otto Wallin, he's the boss. You know what I mean? Otto Wallin's coming in to fight Dillian. Dillian's kind of control of the whole show. Now, when he fights Tyson Fury, that's not really the case. Tyson Fury is the guy. Dillian Whyte, and it's a harder fight. And most people probably think at that point, maybe Dillian doesn't beat Tyson Fury. So maybe Dillian's kind of capitalized on his last big payday. But it's a very hard fight to take when you've got more millions to fight Tyson Fury. But I think that fight will be late next year sometime though, because Tyson just fought recently, so
they need to rest and back to their families and recover. Deontay Wilder have to recover from all these beatings he's got. So does Tyson, because it's like they're in there for 36 minutes getting a real beating, aren't they? They only have enough breathing space when they sit down in the corner.
Not even that, man. I was talking about the tactics of Deontay Wilder. The reason why when he was jamming to the body, was having some success, but Tyson adapted them. He realized that Wilder could keep him at range. So what he did, he done little feints and stepped back. Then Wilder realized that wasn't successful, and then he smothered him. And then that's when the whole
the smothering. He took a. That's what's his name should have done with Usyk.
Yeah, there you go. Andy Joshua should have did with Usyk. That's
he
right.
Should have used his size, smothered him. That's what my son would have done to Usyk. Just, you use your weight. That's why your attributes. You got big frame, but then if the guy's smaller, that's what you need to do. Yeah. You need to do what you need to do.
Yes.
What are you hanging back for?
And you know what? Wilder and Fury showed more passion than AJ did versus Usyk. Absolutely.
And I don't understand why they didn't just go in. Why didn't? Usyk obviously came in there and did, because he wanted to get those belts. AJ just, I don't know why he didn't show it. He didn't bring the heat. I don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't understand that one as well. But it's
and the worst thing is what could happen if they do the rematch and the same thing happens again. Then I don't know. It's hard to come back from something like that, isn't it?
It's funny, right? Because Tyson Fury crossed the waters, to go and get the best trainer in Javon Hill. And AJ sitting there, and Deontay Wilder as well. Deontay Wilder sitting there with a guy. Malik's an all right guy, but look at all the experience he can go to around in America and get the knowledge for him to get over the fight. And
utilize it.
And Andy Joshua's doing the same thing. With all the knowledge he can go and get the most experienced trainer to get him where he needs to get. You're sitting there with Robert McCracken, and it shows you that Tyson Fury, that's why he's the best man, because the Kronk style, between the IQ of Tyson Fury and Javon Hill, they reign supreme. It's gonna be very hard to beat them two. Very hard.
And because I think Deontay Wilder and AJ, they don't want to come out their comfort zone. Look at my son. He's had different, he's had different trainers, and it's benefiting him because you're putting more tools in the box, isn't it?
Well, listen to this. Israel Salas is the hottest trainer out there, other than Sugar Hill, because he trained what's his name? Oh, I can't remember. To beat Manny Pacquiao recently. And he's got other fighters on the roster as well. So him and Joe, they get on very well. And Joe benefited from that. And I know it was his strategy, even though he wasn't in the corner because of the COVID, that to let Joe Joyce beat down on poor Daniel Dubois.
Because he knows his stuff. He really knows his stuff. He's the grandmaster of coaches.
It's true. He really is. Yeah, he really is. He really is. In fact, he's very underrated. He's very underrated, but that strategy he laid down, man. The head movement. All the time with Joe, I've seen he's always the rhythm because he obviously been the Cuba star. He brings the rhythm. Joe move, sway, and Joe loves it. You see, they have a lot of fun together.
And you, when you have fun, you bring the best out of your fighter, don't you?
Yes, I'm 100%. 100%. It's like the landscape is changing. I think you're. Oh, listen. At this point, Joe Joyce is on the verge right now. Is he still? I think he's WBO number one contender because Usyk obviously beat Joe thing, so he's there next to fight on that side to fight the winner out of Joshua and Usyk after this the rematch. I think he's next in line for that one.
Yeah, and that'd be. And what do you think the outcome's going to be?
I got Joe. If it's Usyk, I got Joe bashing up Usyk. If it's Joshua, that's the different. It's like different now, but it depends what Joshua's left over because it's like what.
Why is it different?
Because at this point, yeah, I want to see what's left of Joshua. It's the same like Wilder. Are they the same? Because the fight with these guys are going to take so much out of them. So Joe should. I think I got Joe in Usyk, but Joshua. It depends, innit? Joshua looks looking fragile right now. I'm not too sure. But that fight there that is a cracking fight. That's a cracking fight. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about that one. I don't know what because it's Joshua's. He's got you don't know what Joshua's gonna turn up. You know, because
because they got losses on their record now, it obviously must affect their mindset as well.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Their fear of losing.
Yeah. But it's put your son absolutely in a great place of where he wants to be right now. Going for the heavyweight, the unified championship of the world, because I don't believe Usyk is going to vacate the belt, and I'm sure Usyk wants that fight rematch because everyone always talks about look at and everyone references Usyk, yeah, they always mention your son. Look what he did to Joe Joyce, and I'm like, yeah, that was only what was it? What
that was in amateurs.
Yeah,
hadn't even started boxing properly.
Yeah,
so there's no comparison.
Yeah, but people they always mention your son in that, and I was like, what? Yeah, you watch when Joe. I'm always thinking, watch when Joe gets him this time. Watch when Joe puts his hand on him this time. It could be this time there, 3-minute rounds, 12 rounds in that setting. Joe, listen, that's all Joe needs, man.
He knows that my son will be able to keep up with him.
Yeah. Yeah,
because he's quite quick on his feet. I mean, they say that he's got slow hands and everything, but he's very quick on his feet. He's agile. Yeah.
He's definitely agile. I favor your son in that fight. The Anthony Joshua fight. I want to see what Anthony Joshua left. I'll probably make my prediction nearer to the time. But that fight to me is slightly a bit different, harder to me because Joshua's got. Go ahead.
Do you think Joshua and Deontay Wilder will ever fight?
That's the fight I always wanted to see, that's the fight. Eddie Hearn blocked that. If they did, and what I'm seeing, I think anyone could win that fight. It depends on that fight because both of them are kind of fragile in the way they, Joshua looks like he's timid, and Wilder maybe look like he's gunshot right now,
Mm-hmm.
So that's what.
And you think is that to do with these losses?
Yeah, with the Fury stoppages, you're not the same. When you've been stopped in heavyweight boxing, you're not the same. Fury said, when Wilder hit him in the first knockdown, he said he felt the vibrations. It went down to his ankle and twisted his ankle.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, twisted.
Feel it, one of his boots, yeah.
Yeah,
and then that's a fight where went on. He didn't feel it anymore.
No, he did. No, he did not. No, he did. He said he felt. He said after I saw him in the dressing room. He said, "I think I broke my ankle." He actually said it, and even though he had a party, he said our party. He goes, actually, that's where he laid down on the canvas. So he was thinking about, is my ankle broke? Because that's how hard Wilder was hitting it. The punch transfers all the way down to his body. But the man had the will.
What's it saying about Tyson Fury's legs then?
Yeah,
is his legs shot then?
Yeah, well, he's a big 6'9" guy to go down to the floor. That's not easy,
Yeah, easy. And he's top heavy. They've both got little legs, haven't they? They've both got sort of slim legs.
Yeah. But like I said, I want to see what AJ is left in that because AJ and yourself. I don't know if they sparred together in Team GB. They probably did because.
That was a long time ago.
They did spar.
So they've all changed since then.
Yeah. They've sparred before then. Joshua and Joe Joyce then.
Yeah, that was on the amateurs when they're in the well, Joby was still in the amateurs. AJ had turned over.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know that. Cause I didn't know that.
Yeah, because he still spars people in the GB squad, doesn't he? And they're all amateurs.
Oh,
Because he's up there with Rob McCracken in Sheffield's.
But you see, who benefits from that? Did the amateurs?
No, he's obviously AJ's benefit from it, isn't he?
I don't know, because maybe. Well, I guess so. They've got faster pace, but Joshua really should be sparring other pros, man, because the amateurs are coming in really fast, but the pros, you see.
Yeah, but he probably calls people in, doesn't he, to spar with him, obviously, because when he didn't, Daniel DeBar went and sparred him and some other people.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I heard about that. That's when they said he knocked him down and stuff like that.
Yeah. So he probably just he gets done. But I mean, he uses the facilities up there.
Yeah, but you see, Joe does it right. I mean, when he's at David Hayes' gym, he brings they have professionals come in with Joe. He has a proper professional camp. And that's what I was saying. Even though the amateurs, I think amateurs are happy at the time, obviously, to get in with a professional. But I think Joe does it right. He brings professionals in. He has a very experienced camp, and they bring the right people in because the preparation for Daniel DeBar was perfect, man. Perfect preparation. And with Sam, behind Joe, that's a winning combination. Sam, Joe, and Israel Salas and yourself. It seems like nothing but sky's the limits.
Yeah, but I mean, Sam's going to move on now to do his own thing, isn't he?
Is he?
So, yeah, apparently so. I think something was put out yesterday. So
Sam and Joe not working together.
I think he wants to be. I think he's still there, but I think he's doing. He wants to become like a promoter or something.
Oh, really? So Sam and Joe, he's not.
Well, he was like that anyway when it was the Daniel DeBar fight. It was more like he was promoting him, then Frank was promoting him. Yeah, he's just spreading his wings, isn't he?
I think you know what? Sam will be pretty good as a promoter. I think he's
going to be. As I said, I always said to him, he's like another version of Eddie Hearn. We're going to have the Eddie Hearn show, and we're going to have the Sam Jones show.
Yeah. So what's happening with the medal situation? Because obviously they said that they realized there was corruption. Because I've seen the whole story now. The corruption in what was it? Athens? Was it Athens Olympics? Was it what Olympics?
It seems to be. It seems to be in most Olympics that they've been doing investigations, but they did some investigation in the 2016.
Yeah.
So now it's so we're just waiting now to see what's going to happen.
Yeah. So Joe obviously people hopefully that Joe receives the medal. So Tony Yoko won't receive the medal then? What happened with him? Because obviously there was corruption in that thing. So
then I suppose he'd be stripped from his gold medal, wouldn't he?
Whoa, boy. Woo. I guess that's the way it is, man. When there's the people cheating, that's what I thought. Joe, when I was
always comes out in the end, doesn't it?
Yeah, because that's when I said Joe won that fight, man. He won that fight. Oh man, wow. Yeah. I guess the truth coming out, but it's good that they're clearing up the corruption in amateur, but in the amateur boxing though.
Yeah, they need to do it all in the professional as well. I mean, there's still corruption going on, blatantly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting, even in this last fight with Wilder and Deontay Wilder, I noticed the referee, every time when Tyson Fury was tying up Deontay Wilder, he would step in. But he didn't do so much with the other way round.
Mm-hmm.
So, which was quite interesting.
And the long count, people complaining about the long count of the count was a bit long for when Fury was down, the count was longer than it was with Wilder. That's what they were saying.
Oh really? So have you timed it then?
Yeah, I did it. He got up at 9. I did. He was up at 9, but to me, you couldn't have stopped the fight when he's up at 9. I mean, he was getting up at 9, so he didn't fully get up, but. I wouldn't have stopped the bout.
Maybe the referee was told that whatever happens, let them get up and carry on.
Yeah.
Because remember, because in the last fight, Tyson, that Deontay Wilder was going crazy because he wanted to carry on. He wanted to go out on his shield. You know, so this time he went out on his shield.
He definitely did, man.
He got what he wanted. He went out on his shield, even though they might have wanted to throw in the towel. You know, because he had blood coming out of his ears and his mouth and whatever else. So they probably wanted to save him, but because they're probably too scared to throw in the towel because he might sack them afterwards.
So,
you know?
Yeah, what's Joe's mentality in the fight? He just wants a warrior. Joe hasn't got that mentality that he wants to die in the ring or anything like that. He doesn't think like that. He just thinks that, you know, he feels like he's in trouble. Hopefully, he got good corner people. I'm not saying that would happen, but they would stop the fight accordingly, right? He doesn't feel like he would. He's not the type of guy to go out on his shield.
I don't know. I just think to myself, when you step over those ropes, anything can happen. You know, that's why you always notice the boxers always pray before, you know, they do their prayers, and rightly so, because it's a dangerous sport. You know, we've seen what's happened to other boxers who've died in the ring and stuff like that, and it's not a nice thing. So, you know, it's the best thing is to just do your best, and that's why I always pray for both of the boxers.
Yeah.
You know, because you don't want no one losing their life in the ring, and that's why I used to get a bit cross with Deontay Wilder going on about he wants to have a body on his hand, on his record. Does he really want a body on his record?
Well, he nearly turned into a body himself, so I don't know.
I mean, yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, okay, I can understand before the fight they say all this stuff, and you know, you see how they were backwards and forwards, Fury and Tyson. But at the end of the day, they shake hands. Luckily, they can shake hands at the end, you know. Because some people don't make it.
Yeah, Wilder still holds feelings over Fury because he believes he cheated on him. That's why he didn't shake his hand. He didn't shake his hand. He feel like he cheated, and Fury, you know, Fury said some nice kind words because he want to shake my hand and feels I pray that God softens his heart and he comes around. And I was like, well, you know, it's hard anyone to grieve anything about another person. Wilder was a sore loser, but you know, Wilder's fan base, they're gonna say
still mad. They can't accept defeat. You know. Sometimes you got to accept and move on, brush yourself down, and come again. I mean, he can come again. It's not like he's a good fighter. He can come and fight again. He can come fight Dylan White. He can fight AJ. He can fight all those people. He can fight my son. It's not the end of the road for him. Only if he says it's the end of the road. It's the same for Tyson Fury. He might decide to just retire and go into the sunset. Who knows?
Yeah. It's just but that's, you know, the Wilder's gonna have to deal with that maturity, and he's got people around him to tell him that, you know, he's got the people that's around him say, yeah, Wilder, everything you do is great. They know what to tell. He don't want no one else to tell him, no, what you did was wrong. You know, you should have shook his hand, and you should.
Yeah, they should have told him. You know, look, man up, shake his hand, be a gentleman.
Yeah.
People think better of you if you've done that. Then now people are talking about, look, he didn't shake his hand.
Yeah, that's true.
You know.
Yeah. Poor sportsmanship. You know. It's very thin. But it definitely, the landscape has changed. Was it for the better or the worse? Well, we have to see. But
I think you know what I think.
Yeah.
It's really sad is that Tyson Fury won his fight. AJ didn't want his fight. Now we would have been talking about, the undisputed. That's what we should be talking about now. But instead now we're still talking about rematch with Usyk, and then we don't know what's going on with Dylan White, whether he's going to have.
Otto Williams. Yeah, we have to sit there. But you know what? It keeps on.
It just drags on and drags on. And it's boring.
Yeah, but you know what? We're on the edge of our seat. It's like, oh, is Dylan White? Why is he taking this fight? He don't need to take this fight with Otto Williams.
It's a hot. It out.
Yeah,
they're all on the flipping gravy train, aren't they? Just dragging it out.
Yeah,
as long as they can.
Trying to get paid. Everyone's trying to get that money. And Joe's right there. So what's the WBO order? There's no order yet for the WBO yet because Usyk.
I think isn't it supposed to be within a certain amount of days? I think
It was
108 days. 108.
Yeah, it's like within a year. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And Eddie, if this is the thing, right? If Usyk, this is what I believe, right? If Usyk beats Anthony Joshua, I believe Usyk would give Joe Joyce a title shot straight away. I believe that. If Anthony Joshua wins, he's gonna probably give your son some step aside money, and then he want to fight with Fury. That's what I believe. What do you think?
Oh, so you'd rather give my son step a fight money instead of fighting him? That's interesting.
Yes.
That means if he does that, that means he's fearful that he's going to lose.
Not really, but really, because I think the fans want to see Fury and Anthony Joshua, and you're right. Maybe he's going to lose against. Yeah, he is. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he's going to lose. But at the same, because he lose before he fights Fury for the big fight, because obviously now. But I don't think people think that Joshua could beat Fury after that performance, though. You know?
No, of course not. But we just don't know of heavyweights.
Nah, you don't know. Styles make fights and stuff like that. But I think.
What do you think their styles would be, good or what? I don't know about
what between Joshua and the Fury.
Yeah,
it's got because see Joshua, you don't know what Joshua's gonna turn up. He can fight inside.
If he turns up like he turned up for Dylan White,
he's getting beat.
That'd be it.
Oh, Dylan White. Oh, if he fights like
when he fought Dylan White, that'd be a good fight.
Mm-hmm.
A good scrap.
Oh, that would be
a good scrap.
Yeah.
But then Tyson Fury's got the boxing brains like Usyk, so
yeah. But he not only boxing, he can fight. He can fight. Usyk, yeah, I haven't seen ever seen Usyk. Well, I've seen him try to fight. He's not very good when he goes flat-footed. I've seen him against Braden Prescott. He's not very good at that, but he's very good on his feet, moving around and stuff like that. But do you think
Anthony Joshua's punch is harder than Deontay Wilder's punch?
What, one punch? No, not one punch. What Wilder's one punch is crazy. I think Joshua's accumulation.
Oh, okay, all right. So it'd be accumulation of punches.
Yeah, accumulation.
So then he could technically knock out Tyson.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that's what I said against your son. It's kind of a hard one because you can see both of them throwing punches in exchange, and whoever lands cleanly, then they gone in it. You know, that's what I'm saying because it's a one. But you see, after Joshua with Usyk, if he gets through or loses, if he wins and scrapes through, and he looks terrible for him, yeah, he's food for everyone.
And then you question his chin because he really got rocked by loads of them, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been.
So Alexandra Popeskin nearly got in.
Yeah,
you know, and Usyk nearly got in.
Mm-hmm.
They all nearly got him. So, so I think. So if you're in with a heavyweight who's got a heavy punch, like for instance Deontay Wilder, and you've got your chin's not too, can't stand up to the punch, you're going down, aren't you?
Mm-hmm. Your son's got. Someone pointed out D Hodges. He's got a high percentage of knocking out people, man. Very high. Yeah. As the rounds go on, he gets stronger. The volume gets more, and he's
very heavy-handed.
Yeah, and
it's like getting hit by a sledgehammer.
Yeah, and just constantly, boom, boom, boom. And you know, Daniel Dubois don't want to see Joyce across the road again. I'm telling you.
He sees him, he crosses over.
Yeah, he'll see him across over. He's like, yo, forget that. You know what I mean? Like, you two, if I interview Daniel Dubois and say, yeah, what you said about a rematch with Joyce? He's like, nah, not for now. I'll talk to Frank for me. You know, no way.
But Frank wants it, doesn't he?
What, the rematch?
Yeah,
he's crazy.
That's the first thing he said, and what came out of his mouth.
But he's just. I think he's just saying the whole face. There's no way you put. Why would you do that to the young boy again? I mean, what's he? I mean, Daniel's got no way in hell to beat Joyce. That was a one-sided beat down. Joe took him to school. The jab. Listen, what for? Why would he want to ruin the poor guy? If his best bet is to stay and fight. I don't even know what Daniel Dubois. The stiff seat.
You know what'd be a good fight would be him and F.A. Jabba. I think that'd be quite.
Daniel Dubois versus F.A. Jabba?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
quite entertaining.
Yeah, that would be entertaining. I think F.A. would knock him out, man. I think F.A. would knock him out. I think F.A. Yeah. You see F.A. fought against Frank Sanchez. He's another one. That Cuban guy is very, very good, man.
Yeah, so maybe you should fight him.
Who's that?
Daniel Dubois.
He don't want none of these guys, man. That guy likes fighting stiffs, man. He likes fighting stiffs. He don't want to fight no live dog. Straight after your son.
How's he supposed to improve then?
I don't think Frank's trying to improve him. I think they're cuddling him. Unlike your son. Go ahead.
What about Trevor Bryan? He's supposed to be fighting him, isn't he? So how do you think he'll get on with him?
I think he'll get battered. That American guy, even though he's he get back. Even that American guy, he looks terrible. He's got more knowledge than that Daniel Dubois and their trainer Bowers, whoever Shane McGuigan. I don't trust that. You know, them guys with Shane McGuigan. They look at Daniel. He's too. The first of the dad's always interfering. That's what I hear in the training camp. And you know, Daniel Dubois though, he's just there. Like he was there. He was doing. When I saw him versus your son, I said, Michael, I said that's a mistake. That's a mistake. It's just. I mean, every level, yeah. There's no way he was beating. I told people. You know, they said to me, yeah. They told me, look at his back, look how muscular. I said, Daniel's gonna. I said, Joe's gonna batter him, man. He's gonna batter him.
But they not look at him in his training. He was huffing and puffing.
Yeah.
I used to send videos to my son. I said, look at him huffing and puffing. He's got no engine.
Yeah. He can't. Yeah. He couldn't. If it goes deep, he's banging trouble and that's what it was, man. I mean, he's. I can be honest, you could take some punches, but he didn't need to take some punches. The head movement was non-existent. He's always bullying opponents. That's why he kept walking forward. It's like
because he didn't have any choice because he had tomato cans in front of him.
Yes.
So now he looked. So my son bullied him. So he was on the upper foot.
Yeah.
He just bullied him with a jab.
Yeah, bullied him. And that's what I'm saying. When you've got opponents who used to bully, that it's an alpha thing. But at that point, Joe's, you can see it better amateur career, a better pro career in terms of the level of opponents already. There was no Sam laid the whole thing out. He said, "There's no way
he's going down like the Titanic."
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, everything Sam was a prophet. Everything Sam said came to pass right there and then, you know.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think I'm gonna be a prophet as well. I think Joe. I think right now, I'm late right now. For everyone listening, right now in the chat, and obviously tomorrow as well, Marvel as well. I'm gonna say right now, if Joe Joyce faced Alexander Usyk, he beats Usyk in 12 rounds, probably like 11 round stoppage. There's no way, in my opinion, that Alexander Usyk can beat Joe Joyce in a 12 round fight, not a 4 round or 6 rounder. In a 12 rounder, no way. I don't think so.
Yeah, because you see the way he fought AJ, you know, he wouldn't be getting to 12 rounds with my son. He would have blasted him out of there. Cut
the ring down on him and chop him down with Israel Salis in the corner.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No way. No way. He'll let him. At some point, Usyk wants to engage, and the thing, Joe's got better sparring partners, better thing. He'll bring the right guys in for him to beat Alexander Usyk. So if that fight goes down, I wanted to see that fight more than actually. I thought Anthony Joshua was going to vacate the belt, belt, and let them two fight for it. I don't think that would have been good.
That would have been great, but obviously, he wanted to
keep the belt for undisputed, didn't it? That's what he wanted.
Yeah. So anyway, but we see how it's all going to pan out. We're going to see.
Yeah, it's definitely been an interesting 2 weeks, and you know, obviously coming up to the Dillian White fight. You know, he doesn't have to fight Otto Wallin. I definitely want to hear your take after that fight or before that fight on who you fought.
When's the last time Dillian White fought anyway?
He fought against Povetkin. That was that this year?
Oh yeah. Last
the second,
year.
the rematch, and he's
the rematch. Yeah, this year. Yeah. And now Povetkin's retired.
Yeah, well,
he's out. He's out the picture now, isn't he? Unless he's going to do a comeback like they all do.
Yeah. But what's your overall thinking on Dillian doing that? Or just Dillian on Otto Wallin? He's a hard fight. He's a southpaw.
He's a southpaw. And can Dillian White fight southpaws?
It was southpaws. He fought any southpaws?
I don't know.
With Dillian, what's the thing? Dillian's got a great left hook, and for southpaws, they don't like left hooks. So that would help him. And his right hand, that would help him against southpaw. I talked to Harold Knight not too long ago. They're very confident of taking the fight. They've took the fight because they feel like it will be a good name for them, and also to help out Dillian's profile going forward. But at this point,
also because Tyson fought him, isn't it?
Yeah. So, but at this point, if you know that Dillian's going to be fighting Tyson Fury, I don't think Dillian can beat Tyson Fury right off the bat. Right, what I've seen. That Tyson Fury.
No.
He wouldn't be the favorite, but Dillian would be in a fight though. Dillian would.
Oh yeah, he loves a good old dog fight, doesn't he? So he'd be all right. They will have a good old dog fight in there. It'd be entertaining again.
Yeah. I wouldn't write Dillian off though, because the way Dillian's left hook is, I wouldn't write him off. That he could hit, man. But right now, where it stands, that people will think, why are you taking this fight? But that's what Dillian's about, taking risks. I mean, he did it with Povetkin. He's doing it now, and And the thing is, the heavyweight division is lit. It's and obviously your son's in the mix, man. So
yeah. And so, what do you think? Oh, what's his name? Tesoro? Is he going to come along and, throw some spanners in the works?
You know what? Hellenius just won recently. Yeah, actually, he's fighting Joe. He's fighting Joe Parker. I don't know why they're having that rematch. That rematch.
Oh yeah, that's right. They're having a rematch. That's a waste of bloody time.
Waste of time. But I wouldn't mind seeing Derek and
Hellenius. They need to move on.
Yeah. I would have loved to see that because Hellenius just won recently, and he's going to be another player. I mean, he could be a possible opponent for your son as well. Because he just beat Kaneki or one of them guys. Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing Derek fight Hellenius in the rematch because I believe Derek won the first fight, but he didn't get the decision. I wouldn't mind seeing that fight, but yeah, he's there in there. But there's some real good, heavyweight
contenders.
Yeah. But I'm happy that your son is right there. He's right there. The WBO because he's still signed to Frank, and Frank obviously has got in the position for him to get to that position. So I'm happy for that. And hopefully can resolve the situation with the amateurs and the corruption, and Joe can receive his gold medal as well.
Exactly. And how do we know that Tyson Fury and my son might not be fighting?
Yeah. Well, I think where he's like that, possibly that could probably happen down the stretch, unless Joe vacates his WBO #1 contendership. But that would be interesting. That would be a very interesting fight. And I mean, it would be. I tell you what, that wouldn't be Fury. Fury knows that he's facing someone who's going to put volume on him. He's going to be there for the fight.
His dad's already said that my son's really strong.
Is that what he said? Yeah.
He's the toughest boxer in the division right now. That's what he said.
Yeah. And you know what? He's the person that no one wants to face. That's why I said Joshua. If Joshua wins, he'll just give Joe. Say, Joe, take some money. But the thing is, Joe doesn't have to take the money. Joe goes, no.
Yeah, let's fight.
Yeah, let's fight. I don't want your money. I want to fight you. So Lennox Lewis used to pay. Lennox Lewis was getting paid step aside money by Don King for years, not to fight.
Really?
Yeah, to protect Tyson and Evander Holyfield. Yeah. For years,
wow.
He took it though. He took because it was like, okay, that's free money. It's like I think it was $2 or $3 mil. He paid them off, and that's why in the 90s Lennox was fighting they were hoping he was going to lose on the peripheral on the outside, but he never did.
Okay.
Yeah, he never did. That's why they vacated the belt. Riddick Bowe said, "No, I ain't fighting him." That's why he vacated the belt, and that's what people usually do. In the public, you don't win fans like that. So Joshua knew if he vacated the belt. He would have got slated for it,
Okay, yeah. So if he vacates the belt with my son, would he get slated then?
You see, most people are not. See, the thing is, this is the thing. When you fight Anthony Joshua, whoever didn't know Joyce, now they know who he is because the world watches. Because Joshua got so many fans. So if Joshua vacates the belt, the fan base probably won't know. But I think the critics in the media will be on it. And Anthony doesn't get no props, whatever he does. If he beat Usyk, they would have said, "Yeah, you beat a little cruiserweight." But Usyk now Usyk's a marvel, you know what I'm saying? So Joe's at the stage where he is now, where no one's really, they can see he's a live contender, but they're not really critiquing him.
They're still putting him on the back burner.
Yeah. Oh, he lost to Usyk. They're still on that one. He's still he lost.
Which is ridiculous because it was an amateurs and he was a novice.
Yeah.
So there's no comparison. So that's just nonsense.
Yeah. We got my man in the chat. NWJ. He said Tyson paid Lewis $4 million to Lewis. See, this is what I'm saying. Tyson.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
See, that's what I'm saying. He pays that. Yeah, Bo ducked him. This is what I'm saying.
So if that's the case, then if Adrian wants to pay my son, he can pay him a big lot of money, isn't it?
Yeah. And you know the thing about it. When you think about it, if you take the money, you're out the picture. Yeah. But in the long run, you're gonna because they want you to either lose to one of these up and coming guys because that's what Dillian's doing. Because if Dillian sits there waiting for Tyson Fury, which is going to be a year, then he needs to get active. And needs to get paid.
He has to be active.
Yeah, that's why he's took. That's why I think that's why he took the Otto Wallen fight. He can't sit there waiting around, and and this is a life. Otto Wallen doesn't really hit that hard. He's fast. Okay. He's busy. So
he didn't hit that hard, but he cut up Tyson.
Yeah. But I think with Tyson, he came in parting.
Do you think he bruised easily? Because some people just bruise really easily.
Who's it, Tyson?
Some people bruise and cut easily.
Yeah, I think so. I think Tyson. For all these things, you look at him. He looks beatable, but he's just not beatable in the way.
No, he's just got that unorthodox look. He don't look like no.
Yeah.
It looks like he's just rode out of the pub, and had a few Guinnesses or something.
Yeah.
Because looks are deceiving, isn't it? It's a bit like what they were saying about Andy Louise.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
eating all the Snickers.
Yeah.
And the Snicker man won Joshua.
Oh, he's you know, he's a dangerous guy. Hey, talking about him, how do you think that would be a great fight between your son and
Oh well, you know, he did want to spar my son when he was up in Big Bear. So
that was smart. That was smart. It was smart because he would have been, and that's the thing. If you, because I think your son sparred Bermain Stavern and he gave him some good work and they fought later on. So I think that's probably wise. If you know that you might fight each other, I don't think it's a good deal.
Yeah, but the thing about the boxing world, you're gonna end up fighting each other anyway. Then most of them sparred each other. Anyway.
Yeah. But I think you get more intel in when you spar someone of how to beat someone. I do as well, especially you can kind of say, well, this is what we need to do adjustments wise and stuff like that. And Ruiz really only fights one way. He just comes forward and he's looking to throw a cluster of punches. Stylistically, that would be a great fight.
That'd be good there. That'd be good stylistically.
Yeah, and he's
punching punches.
Yeah, 100% and that. So either way, the landscape of heavyweight is there, and you're right there. We're gonna obviously re-advise it after Dillian. We might be coming back. I might be coming back to you and say, well, Dillian lost. Imagine Dillian lost to Otto Wallen and he's out of the race. My gosh, that'd be deep.
Oh God, it's just hope he wins then.
Yeah. I mean, Tyson Fury kept the belts back in Britain. Because we was about to lose all the belts.
We've got all the belts now, haven't we?
Nah, Joshua's just there, pending. That's a pending.
Oh no, Usyn's got the belts. What am I talking about?
Yeah, Usyn, but Josh he can get them back if he does the right game. I think Josh, if he does the right,
he should never have lost them in the first place. Bloody lunatic.
And he needs to go, man. He needs to go, man. Rob McCracken needs to go, man.
Yeah, we're not interested in bloody the gravy train. We just want to see people just fighting each other.
Yeah.
You know, okay, the trilogy with Deontay and Fury lived up to it, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
In the end, everyone was sick of listening to it, but the fight itself lived up to it in the end.
Yeah, it was worth it.
So it was really good.
Yeah,
you know, because we just got fed up with the backstory, what was going on, all the nonsense with you know what happened anyway. So obviously the fight in itself was great. It was really great. Thank God it did go to 11 rounds because it was very entertaining.
Yeah.
11 rounds of entertainment.
Yeah, definitely. It was. I listen. Boxing right now in the heavyweight division, everyone said it was boring. It weren't good, but this looks really good. It looks really tasty right now. I'm just happy that obviously, and you're very happy that Joe overturned the pro at the right time and the right mix. And you got other contenders. You got Philip Ho. You got
Philip Urkovich.
However, you got Tony Yoko. There's that rematch. That rematch right there. Your son's got a couple of rematches there. I don't think Hergovich sees your son across. I don't think he wants no parts of your son. I don't think Yoko. They don't want no part of your sons nowhere else, man. No, they don't want no part.
I know. I felt sorry for Philip Urkovich when he fought him in the amateurs.
Yeah.
So, but he put up a good fight though. So it was good. So, but he's a different fighter now because he's a professional. So who knows what he's like now?
Yeah. We have to see them. They're not really making no waves right now, but and none of them are really in the contendership anyway. They're just sitting there. Everyone's sitting there waiting.
That's because of what's going on with the bloody top dogs. They're all in their trilogies and rematch clause.
Yeah. That's to do with Eddie Hearn, man. Eddie
It's
Hearn.
just nonsense. It's like it's like checkmate in the bloody division. Nothing's moving. It's just stalemate.
Yeah. But the thing is, I think when when your son gets up there, if he's Frank Warren's, that's what they do. They're gonna do that, and Frank's got Joe there waiting anyway, so he's there. If so
basically when you're at the top, you got to stay at the top as long as you can.
Yes, that's what it is, and milk the money, because the money in the heavyweight division is more than anything. It's more than any other division. You can see clearly Wilder, they're making like 15 to 20 mil on that.
So
fight.
why Stick could just retire then, go off into the sunset.
Yeah, but them big guys, you know how much them. You're right, but
they've got expensive taste, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's
their lifestyle.
Yeah.
I can understand Fury. He's got 6 kids to look after.
Yeah.
AJ's only got 1 child to look after.
Yeah.
So but then obviously your expenses go up as your lifestyle goes up, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I was. And then big guys there. That's what Lennox Lewis was happy taking the meal, going to Jamaica and chilling. You know, them lot was okay with that. You know, so
and that's why these so-called boxers come out of retirement to do like entertainment fights. What do you call those fights?
Exhibitions, yeah.
Exhibition fights, because they want to be still known and they want to draw more money.
Yeah.
So it's all a business, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. So let me so Sam Jones is still obviously talks to Joe. Is he still managing Joe?
Yeah, he's still managing, but on the side. But he's just, you know,
he's gonna go promoting.
He's spreading his own wings. Yeah, he always wanted to be a promoter because he was promoting. He always likes that role, doesn't he?
Yeah. Oh, that's
great. He'd be good at it anyway because that's what he likes doing.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to seeing that. Obviously, how that would. But I definitely, in terms of where Joe is, he definitely has bring the best people around him. Israel Salis, they have a great connection. And
well, if it wasn't right for Joe, then he moves on.
Yeah,
and that's what I think. He's lucky that he was able to do that. I think it's all about timing as well.
Yeah.
Because this wasn't planned. It just happened to be like that. Things happen, you move on. You know, so.
But basically, Israel Salis was in his corner when he fought the boss.
The only reason he met him in the first place was because he was coaching David Hay at the time, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right.
So that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Sometimes things fall into place.
Yeah.
So you just have to. Sometimes you got to go with the flow.
Yeah,
and sometimes you got to switch it up. You know?
Well, David Hay was a great influence because obviously David Hay's been there as a world champion, and he was giving Joe the big push.
Yeah,
that was a good way to start.
It was a good foundation. It certainly was. You know.
Yeah.
And the chemistry in the gym was absolutely brilliant, you know, because it was all fresh and everyone had just started. And it was a great atmosphere.
Yeah, because I came to the media workout, I think, for the American fight.
With Johnny Palmer.
Yeah. That was he fought a fall. He fell over. Yeah, that one there. Joe battered him.
It was like 28 seconds, wasn't it?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I didn't even know the fight was over. I was settling down into my seat, and then it's like, oh, it's over. It's like,
it was
oh my
over,
God.
man. It was over quick. But you know, George, he had a good start. I mean, Ian Lewison and the Palmer fight. I saw both. I was there for both of them. That fight, he just battered them guys there outside. And then whoever starts fighting a guy who's been fought for a British title, that's a good way to start. You know, it's a good way to start your career. So Joe's come in, like he was in the amateurs fighting the top tier level. So, you know,
simply the best.
100%. And you know, hey, look, we have this conversation. I say as this conversation goes on, and everyone listening, we're obviously Joe's road to the championship. We're gonna follow and see how Joe goes to the championship. Because I can see right now he's just on the verge of this whole thing unfolding. And what happens between Joshua and Usyk, Joe's right there in a great fight. You know, I'm telling you, I favor Joe big in that Usyk fight if that happens. So I think Usyk will probably beat Joshua because I don't think Joshua. You know, it was a matchup that the matchmakers wouldn't want for him. You know, it was a fact that they, you know, it's a hard fight. And Joshua.
But I don't understand why he wanted to box a boxer. I mean, they told him to just fight him, so I don't understand why he did that.
Yeah, they gave him the wrong. That's because they gave. I don't think they even care with Joshua. I think Adam McCracken, he still talks to Joshua. Oh, I can't believe he even made 10 or a certain amount of defenses. I couldn't believe he says that. He talks to Joshua like he just came in the gym, walked into Team GB.
But he's probably treating him because he's still on that. Because he's training up there, he's treating him like an amateur. Yeah,
there you go. That's exactly right. That's why he needs to leave that system. You got it, and you nailed it in the head. That's why everyone's like, why are you? Joshua,
and they keep saying he's still learning on the job.
Yeah.
He's been doing it since 2008, and he's still learning on the job.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I think in 2012-13 he became a pro, but that's madness.
Oh yeah. He started in 2012.
Yeah. But that's crazy.
Or was it 2013?
2013.
2013.
Yeah,
he started.
Mm-hmm. That's when I came. What? Yeah. I mean, that's crazy. You got to talk to Joshua as he's just got comfort. He's become comfort. going to Finchley ABC, trains there, you know, and then going down to Team GB. These are all amateur setups, man. These are amateur, and you're at the top of the game and you're being cheap. You know, there's no call for it. All the amount of money you've earned, you should invest in.
Have his own gym.
Well, I was gonna say, Joe, Joe, I don't know where does not to where Joe trains and stuff like that. Did you reckon Joe will get his gym at some point and start? He'd be, you know, a great mentor.
I think one day he'd be a great coach.
I think so. With all the knowledge, and all the things he's seen around the world, fantastic.
Yeah, he's got a whole filing cabinet full of knowledge.
Yeah, I think so as well, and a great role model for the young kids to think. They have conversations about all different kinds of sports. You know, I still, you know, the first time I saw Joe, like I said, I thought he was Brazilian. Cause he did,
He's a capoeira.
Yeah, like he's into all kinds of different things. It's very, you know, I think as
versatile.
I think as the media opens up, we're gonna learn a bit more about Joe because he, you know, it's about his personality and what he likes and stuff like that. It's a very unique heavyweight, you know, because I've never seen a heavyweight who could do that capoeira and just big, like 6 foot. What Joe? 6 foot? Was it 6'6"?
6'6", yeah.
And he could do a capoeira. Woo!
What flying!
Yeah, man. I was like, I remember like, all through the Olympics, it used to amaze me, man. I was like, wow, where's he come from? And he was just chopping down the opposition and the amateurs, chop. They were all just falling down, man. I was like, listen,
here comes a juggernaut.
Yeah,
they chose a good name for him, innit?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and that's one of obviously Marvel Heroes. There, obviously, that's what, Marvel Heroes, Marvel superheroes.
We start our own film company.
Yeah, your own comics and stuff like that. Hey, you know what? I always like Marvel sponsors Joe. Hey, that would be good. Marvel sponsors Joe Joyce as the Juggernaut to go. You know what I mean? That'd be cool.
We got our own modern day movie.
Yeah, man. That'd be cool, man.
The Ninja Family.
Yeah, like you know what I always thought about with fighters, yeah, when they're up and coming. Why don't some of them, yeah? Like I was wondering why Andy Joshua doesn't do cartoons or have toys and figures about him. You know, because I think merchandise, especially for athletes, they capture kids' imagination or computer games. I don't know why a lot of athletes don't embrace them. I'm sure Joe.
Well, I know. What's her name? Nicola Adams. She had a doll, didn't she? It was a Nicola Adams doll.
Yeah.
Well, they could have a Juggernaut doll instead of an Action Man doll. Have a Juggernaut doll.
Yeah. It was. Hey, listen, it would sell, man. It would sell because Joe's like Joe's that kind of. Big guy. He's like, wow, is this guy real in life? You know,
he's so easygoing, and you know, children love him, animals love him. He's just lovable. Old people love him. He's just such a nice guy.
Wow,
you know, and he never has a unkind word to say about anybody. You know, so he's got a good heart through and through.
My man's asking, does Joe Joyce mom have any of his paintings hanging around the house?
Yeah, he's got his paintings. I've got some of his paintings, but I don't hang them up because they're massive.
No.
His paintings are massive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, listen,
he paints on a big scale.
Oh, so Joe's an artist then? I didn't know that he paints and stuff like that. Wow.
Yeah, because he did fine art. That's what his degree in.
Oh, I didn't know. See, this is what I'm saying. Every time I find talk to you, I find out new things all the time. And you know, listen, he'd be a fine role model for the heavyweight championship of the world, as well. So
and he'd be great. He can go and talk to the children and the kids and. You know, because as I said, you know, with all the kids that these days that's just like fighting, they need to just get into all this knife crime and gun crime. They need to just get into the boxing gym. You know, let off steam there.
Yeah.
And I need to talk to people like the likes of my son and AJ and all those, you know, heavyweights to say, well, you actually don't have to do that to each other. Just get in the ring, sort it out in the ring.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Kids need
or get a paintbrush and start painting.
Yeah. Paintbrush would do stuff like that. But I think You know, it's going forward right now. It looks good. But anyway, I gotta go train some of the amateurs right now. So
good.
I gotta go train. But you know what, Marvel's obviously, you know, we scheduled a time. I'm glad we kind of got it in. What we're gonna do, hopefully trying to get you around, probably probably after the thingy fight. That'll probably be next month if you're around. Obviously you're always gonna be around, but and try and get I try and get your take on the landscape changing and that. But I think as this conversation as we conversation and people get to know you as Joe goes forward and that, I think this is gonna be a great time for heavyweight division and your son going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I think everyone should get behind him, you know, because he's the real deal.
100%. I listen, 100%, man. But people don't know. If they don't know now, they know now. Thanks very much, Marvel.
Thank you, EJ.
Yeah,
have a lovely day.
You too, Marvel. Take care. See you again.
Okay, God bless. Bye.
Bye. Take care, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys thumbs up the video. So that's Marvel, Joe Joyce's mother, and hope you guys appreciate it. So thumbs up, share the video around. If you haven't subscribed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.